But Liverpool, you also dropped points. You also dropped points, which was a mad game, to be honest with you. Great opening goal, awful defending from Trent. Great opening goal from Pereira. Then Robinson gets himself sent off. And you guys kind of fight back and you equalise. Then you have a 10-minute spell where you just let Fulham attack again and they score. Then you equalise, but you did drop points. Like, what's your reflections now, kind of 48 hours or so later?
I'm quite calm. It's an annoying result going into the game, but the way the game went, I'm quite happy with it. I think I learned a lot from my team and my players there. Obviously, there's the refereeing decisions in the game that people will argue about. I mean, today apparently some ESPN journalist said that Robertson shouldn't have been sent off because Harry Wilson's touch wouldn't have made it qualify for dogs or whatever. That is what it is. When I watched it at first, I thought it was a red card. I thought it was stupid, silly mistake type thing. The only one that I've got a gripe with is the Pereira tackle on Gravenberch. That one I feel is a red card, and then he goes and scores 2 minutes later. But stuff like that happens in a season.
You mean Diop?
No. So Diop was on Robertson. That was in the first minute. This is a separate one. Pereira in like the 10th minute on Gravenberch, raking down the Achilles.
Yes. Sorry, my mistake.
That's actually only one I've got a real gripe with. In terms of the team, I thought
the red card thing you mentioned. I read that as well today. It's a really interesting rule because they say that if your touch or if the ball isn't moving towards the goal, it doesn't count. The problem with that is an anorak looking at the rule and not football people, because sometimes your touch has to move the ball away from goal so you get the angle to shoot. But it becomes because sometimes you're running at a goalkeeper. If you're going to knock the ball past him, you have to knock the ball away from the goal to get the ball around the goalkeeper. So based on that, the whatever it's called, the denying goal scoring opportunity, based on that rule, as you knock it past the goalkeeper, you've knocked it away from goal. Therefore, it isn't a goal scoring opportunity. When you break it down to its nth degree, it's stupid writing of it. But I get your point. I'm not saying you're doing that, but that's just ridiculous for me.
Yeah, I mean, I just look at my team. I thought Gravenberch was exceptional in the role he had to play. When we didn't have the ball, he was centre back, and then when we got the ball, he would pick it up and drive into the midfield and create. Soberslide on the work of 3 men, which was needed because Trent had a stinker. Gakpo and Salah on the wings were good, causing problems, and then it was really good to have Diogo Jota back because he is the best finisher that we've got at the football club, and he takes chances like that where Darwin Núñez doesn't. But we went down to 10 men, and we had 63% possession, more shots on target, double the XG. We pinned Fulham back. It was just silly mistakes cost us, but and being down to 10 men tired us out a little bit. But I'm quite happy with the performance. You know, the results are a separate thing, but the performance, I couldn't be much happy with the performance that we put in. To play with 10 men for just shy of 90 minutes, considering all they had the time, and to put Fulham to the sword like we did on another day, we score a winner. You know, we had some really good chances at the end that we just didn't take. So I'm quite happy with that performance. I feel like I learned a lot from my team in that performance, and I feel like we can go the other way.
Wait,
your Andrew replacement is there. Go and get Robinson.
That we won't buy him.
Henry's a scout. He's like telling every club to go out and buy.
Anthony Robinson is going to be 28 at the start of next season. He's outside the Liverpool's age range. The one you should be looking at buying is the guy at Bournemouth, Kerkez.
Yeah, I can't pronounce his name.
Milos Kerkez. That's the guy you want to be buying. He's 22. And that gives you the platform to keep one of the guys that you've got already, because we won't buy two. And I think both need to go at some point. But that gives you the platform to keep one and have the other one be the older, more experienced backup who can help nurture him. Whereas with Robinson, for the money Fulham would want at the age he's at, I just don't think it's the type of deal Liverpool will push to them.
So what is he? You said he's 27 or is he 28?
Robinson will be 28 at the start of next season, I think. Which is like when you buy him for, because you're not going to buy him in January. So it's just Liverpool don't buy above 26. Or very rare that we buy above 26. I certainly don't think we'd make an exception for Anthony Robinson.
So actually, Tom, just quick. So what do you think Arne Slot has done differently from Klopp? And what do you think is the secret as to why Liverpool have just been winning games so much? What's been the big difference tactically?
The big difference is that he's put the handbrake on a little bit and told everyone to stop flying forwards. Last year, Liverpool could blitz teams, but it meant we could give up way too many silly goals. This year, the fullbacks are a lot more reserved in nature. We play a double pivot rather than a single pivot for the most part. It means that we have more control in the games. What it does also mean is that you're putting more pressure on your attackers to turn up. But when you've got guys like Mohamed Salah, Cody Gakpo, Diogo Jota, guys who can give you individual moments, you can almost fall back on their quality at points. So he's just made us be more controlled in nature, made us be more solid defensively as well. Obviously, the last 2 games, you can see the 5 goals, but we are really struggling with injuries at the back at the minute. But before that, we had the best defence in the league by any and all metrics when Konate was there. So he's given the team just a semblance of control and the idea that we don't need to play the game at 100 miles an hour and we don't need to score with every single attack. We need to be more careful and control with it. And that's meant we haven't thrown away games like we have done in the past.
So you take I think it was I don't know who passed to Jota, but it was Salah to Gakpo to make it 1-1 in the Fulham.
Nunez passed it to Jota. That was the other one.
So you take Salah out. Can the team still keep winning games? So you take away those goals, you take away those assists, and you take away that creativity. You take Salah away because remember, if you took away Salah, Firmino can still give you assists and some goals. Mane can still give you those clutch goals as well. So those 3, that the amount of value that they give you was huge on a consistent basis. Salah carrying is a bit too much, but it is on the verge of carrying the attack. The defense, it's amazing. Midfield is outstanding, but Salah is on the verge of is carrying the attack. So if you remove Salah, can the team still cope without Salah's contribution?
Well, we showed that we could last year. I don't know how that translates with an Arne Slot system, but when Salah was out injured last year, we won pretty much every game. I can't think of any that we lost in that time. So we have shown that we can cope without Salah, but this year he has been a massive part in everything, which isn't necessarily too much of a shock. If you look at the split in terms of goal contributions, yes, Salah's quite far ahead for Liverpool compared to the next guy, which is, I think, Cody Gakpo now. But then that's the same as with Arsenal and it's the same as with City. The only top team that it isn't the case with is Chelsea, because you've got 2 guys that are turning up big time in Jackson and Palmer who are spreading it out. For the other top teams around, it's one guy. Would I be as confident in games if Salah wasn't there? No, obviously he is, in my opinion, the best player on the planet. But would we still be able to get through a number of games without him if you played Diaz on the right or Chiesa on the right? Yes, 100% you would, because we do still have quality options outside of Salah, and they would have to step up. And I feel like last season they showed they could do. So I'd like to see.
Is it true, Tom, that Chiesa is now fully fit?
Yeah, he fully fit's a strong term. He'll play on Wednesday.
He's never fully fit.
No, he'll play on Wednesday, but again, he's played 20 minutes for us this season in the league, so he's going to need some time to get up to speed with that. But yeah, he's not injured at the minute. He's completed his fitness plan or whatever we had him on, so he was in the squad on Saturday. So I'd like to think he's going to start getting more minutes.
Surely you're going to rest Salah for that game.
Yeah. I think it'll be a weird one in terms of I can pretty much say exactly what we're going to do midfield and attack. I have no idea what our defense is going to be because we have 5 options, and I don't know if he's going to ride out with the 4 options because Robertson's suspended now. I don't know if he's going to ride out with the 4 options and just play his first choice back 4, or if he's going to play. He's going to bring up a bunch of academy kids, which I feel could be a little bit disrespectful.
Do you think he'll put Quanta at left back?
No, if he's going to put anyone at left back, it'll be Gomez.
What, and then Trent, Van Dijk and Quanta?
Yeah, that'd be how he'd set up this defence if we went first choice, but I wouldn't be shocked if you saw 2 or 3 academy kids get called up for this game. And obviously you'd have Gomez and that on the bench just in case, but I wouldn't be too shocked about that because we do need to start resting certain players. We have played a lot of football and a lot of intense football.
Do you think Elliott will come back in?
Yeah, I think you'll see. I think you'll see McAllister play because he obviously hasn't played the last 2 games because of suspensions.
I know you always want to win every trophy, but would you be gutted if you went out of the Carabao Cup this week? Is it one of those things where you think
not really? No. If we went out because we played a bunch of kids and that, I wouldn't be too devastated. We won it last year. I've had my moment with that cup now to last me for the next 5 years.
I'll be happy if you get knocked out. If you get knocked out, I'd be well happy if we get past United.
But yeah, I don't get me wrong. When I'm watching the game, I want to win it. But if we go out, we're not going to sit there and go, "Oh, that's a disgrace, Arnie."
Yeah, I think when you're in a title race, look, the League Cup's really important to win, but it's when you're in a title race and you're unbeaten in the Champions League. I do get why you wouldn't sit there and be like, "Oh my god, this is dead."
If I had more of the squad available, I might be more willing to. But right now, I've got no defenders, and I can't risk another injury.
Yeah, one of our Liverpool fans here says Salah was out from January to March. He missed 14 games last season. Liverpool won 12, drew 1, lost 1, and won 1 trophy. 40 goals were scored. We can cope. It would be difficult though.
You need to keep Jota fit, obviously.
That's the biggest thing. He's. I just saw it on Saturday. He gives you something different. He's such a smart footballer. That goal is.
His conversion rate is really good, and his finishing is one of the best. Like the ball falls to his feet, and he just knows what to do. It's like Jota's. Yeah.
I hope that he can give us a run of games where he's fit, and I hope that Arne Slot will finally give what I believe Liverpool's best front three is an extended run, which is Gakpo off the left, Salah off the right, Jota up front, because it's your best technical one in terms of because you've got Diaz can skill people. Diaz has got really good dribbling, but Diaz's end product is wildly inconsistent. Even though he's had a better season in this season than in previous, it's still wildly inconsistent. Some games he's on it, some games he's off it. We won't speak about Nunes because that's Darwin Nunes. Those three can guarantee me creativity. I trust them in front of goal. I trust them to link up well. I trust them to bring others into play better than I trust anyone else. It's just we've got good options up top, so we don't really see it much. But I know that we've got Tottenham on the weekend in the league. That's a game I'd want to see a Salah, Gakpo, Jota front three.
Twisted Bubba here talking about Jota says, well, that's his job to be good at scoring goals. I'm sick of it.
Yeah, well, the striker's not good at his job, so when you get somebody with you put them up to a very high pedestal.
Yeah, it's very weird how people try and compare someone being good at finishing goals to somebody like I don't know turning up to work on time and being good at delivering letters. It's fundamentally different. Do you know what I'm saying? It's he's more. If you're going to compare it to a normal job, there's lots of people that are carpenters, but there are some that are much better at the finishing work than others. And I think that's the difference here, my friend. There's a lot of strikers in the world that do well, but some of them are Sunday League level, my friend. It's as simple as that. How do you? Sorry. Hope. Do you think it's easy to manage the best teams? This is your point earlier about Jose, about Pep. Sorry.
Oh no, it's not easy, but it's harder to manage an average team and do well, which is why if Pep tried to manage an average team, he would fail. Simple as that. So.
Maybe. We're going to talk more Tottenham later on in the week. I'm sorry, Henry. I know you had a big win yesterday, but we're just out of time.
Wait, how the hell do you concede 5 in one? Because I was looking at the game, I was like, wait a minute. Are we back in 2014 freaking World Cup semi? I was like, how are these guys down a 5-piece after one half?
It was the who we are derby. It's just who we are derby. You know, two managers who will not change anything. And, you know, I'm not going to get overboard. We beat Southampton. Go and beat Man United and get a good result against Liverpool.
To be fair, the Tottenham game did produce the best moments of the weekend when the Southampton fans started singing for Russell Martin to give him a wave, and when he does, they tell him to fuck off. that was the best moments of the weekend, and I love the fact that that's getting sacked as well.
I think Vincent Kompany has created a monster, not on purpose. Play your way, no matter how good or bad your team is, whether you get exposed or not. And maybe a bigger club with more resources will say, well, we want that. There's so many managers now that it doesn't matter who they've got in their squad, whether they've got the capabilities of the amount of goals that Southampton have conceded through their own mistakes is unbelievable. And this is where football clubs you have to be run better. And you have to set the stall of, yes, we want you to do this at times, but not when you're up against teams that press like Spurs, press like Liverpool, press like Arsenal. Don't do it. You've got to learn. These clubs, I understand everyone wants to play a certain way, but
everyone's a philosophy mentions now. Everyone wants to hire the hipster
coach. Because it worked in the Championship, but it's so different here in the Premier League now, and that's the naivety of it.
Agree. Look, there's a handful of heavyweight boxers in the history of the sport that have been able to do a rope-a-dope. There's a handful that have been able to do it and get and not get caught. But you can't be doing that if you're a sort of 30th ranked fighter and you're up against the top ranked boys. They are going to knock you out. They're going to catch you. Like, you just got to know what you can and can't do. Know your limits, man. African Giant here says, road to 40 points continues. Loving the grind. The team is together. After 40, we move to 50. Nina looking stunning as ever up the Chelsea.
Thank you.
I see another PSA got put out in the last 10 minutes. Remind them, we're on the way to 40, not on a title charge. Honest to God. It's worse than my team were doing.
Road to 40 points, guys. Let's be serious. Come on now.
You are moving. Yeah, they're very much moving like communist Merseyside. It's interesting.
Don't look at us. Don't look at us. Focus on your own team. Focus on your own team.
Who we are, Derby, is hilarious, is what Triple M says here.